Hello, Misty. How you doing? Okay, cold meds kicking in. I hear you. That's tough. It's so hard to work when when you're dosed up on cold and flu meds. It's so difficult. So I definitely feel you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. So this is good. This is a really good job, and I really think it's a great background. And one of the reasons I think it's a great background is because. Um, of the fact that you have assembled the background in a way that you've actually built it yourself. So it really gives you good practice, and in doing so, you've created some nice depth, some what there's good depth with the tree, the using overlap to create this illusion of depth, and then also creating the cloudy background. I thought that was really an interesting job there. So nice work. Okay, layer masks are all intact. Yes, indeed. That's fantastic. Great job using your layer masks. One thing I would recommend is these layers that aren't used, you want to just get rid of those. Okay, you can see that that's the image that you use to create one of your masks. Just get rid of that completely, right into the trash. If you think you might use it later, then make sure you're working on a copy of your file. But here's another one, raindrop. Okay, the reason we get rid of those, even though they're turned off and the visibility is turned off, you can't see them, they still add to file size even though the layer is turned off. So keep that in mind. Don't want to ever include any extra layers that aren't being used in your Photoshop files. So good masking. Let's jump over here to image and let's check image size. And you are indeed correctly set at 8 by 10 at 300 ppi. There's one thing that's bugging me, and I think that this can really be improved. This is a fantastic technique right here. Using the actual petals of the leaf to create the dimension of the skirt that Grace is wearing. That's fantastic. However, over here it's completely cut off, and due to the fact that that is the actual image itself, it's cut off right there. So what I would recommend is somehow taking the skirt and, I don't know, figure something out, maybe use a different image where you can just get the petals in there, and you don't have that phenomenon where that's being cut off right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I want to see the feet right now are they everything looks great, but the feet are just, let's see what that foot is. There's a rock one for the foot, right? So let's bring that down, and maybe even I'm just going to do a Command T, and we're going to increase the size of that. Okay, that's looking great. Now we're going to tuck it back up under there. And then we can do the same. We'll check that. Then we'll do the same thing over here with this rock, because we really want to make these much bigger. So that we can include them. There it is. Okay, so you may even consider going much bigger like that. That's too big, but you see what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying. So we want to definitely see the feet. They were too small before. The other thing, and I'm just going to revert that. So let's go to history, and I'm going to go back a couple of steps in history so that that's what we have. Now, what I want to do now is I want to show you how to increase the size of the whole caricature itself. So what you can do here is you can take just the layers that compose the creature. So you don't want the tree, you don't want the background, you don't want the type, you don't want the sky. So we're going to just take and click the top layer and shift click the bottom layer. That will select all the layers associated with the creature. Go to edit, transform, scale. Now you can see, you can grab that, hold your shift key down, make sure you hold your shift key down. Okay, we'll okay that transformation right here by clicking that check mark. And there we go. Now she's a lot bigger in the composition, and it's really easy to see all the wonderful little details you've included in grace. Okay, so then we would take the type, of course, move that down, and I would increase the size of that type too. But see how that's really bothersome right there? It's just cut off, right? So I don't know if maybe you could put something, if you don't want to use another image, maybe you could add an image and have something next to her. But I would recommend, and I would prefer to see you select a new flower using the petals to create the skirt and mask out the rest of it. Okay, so I would also recommend using adjustment layers and clip them to the individual layers of the composition so that you can enhance different areas of the composition. For example, we can bring out some of the tonal highlights in this. That's the stem copy, so let's just take a adjustment layer. I'll just show you this demonstration with a levels adjustment layer. And right now, of course, we're going to want to clip that, right? So I'm going to right-click, create a clipping mask, and watch, see how it brings out some nice, wonderful value in that right arm. So yeah, so I would recommend that as well. So those are my recommendations moving forward. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.